Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Becky Widish, Chairman of the Niagara County Legislature. Thank you for joining us again live on LCTV as I give you our Niagara County COVID-19 updates. We're currently also streaming on lctv.net and on 90.9 FM on your radio. And I like to start right out with giving today's updates for our numbers. And I am very happy to report that we have no new deaths to report today in Niagara County. That is always the best news to be able to give you. Overall, today we see 8 new positive cases of COVID-19 being reported, which gives us a total of 1,177 positives to date. That includes currently 163 active cases, or people that are still testing positive. 162 of those individuals are being isolated at home, and only 1 individual is currently in the hospital with COVID-19 here in Niagara. Again, that is the best news that we can hear. That is the lowest number, of course, that we have heard since the very beginning several months ago. Now, again, with no changes today, we have currently 78 deaths that have been reported in Niagara County, but 936 individuals who have recovered and are doing well. So our numbers are great. Now, quarantines, unlike isolations, quarantines are for individuals who have had known contact with the virus and are not testing positive. They're not necessarily showing symptoms. They just know they've had contact, and we ask them to quarantine for 14 days out of an abundance of caution and to be sure that they don't develop symptoms and then potentially spread the virus to the community. So right now we have 114 people who are in quarantine, but another 1,028 who have completed that process. Again, a great number to hear. Now, our Niagara County heat map has been updated again for the day with our daily totals. You can find this on niagaracounty.com at the top of the page in the COVID-19 banner. And again, this map breaks down the positive cases over time to show you where they all are in the different municipalities throughout the county. Now, to date, we've had over 330,000 views of that heat map from our county webpage. So certainly we know that people from the community are regularly checking those numbers, and we will continue to update that for you, knowing that it's so important for you to see that. Now, switching to testing, the state COVID-19 tracker tells us that we've now had 20,842 Niagara County residents tested for COVID-19. You again can find that link on our Niagara County page at the top COVID-19 banner. It's the state COVID tracker, and that will break down county by county and give you all of those statistics so that you can see where Niagara County stands in relation to the rest of New York State. I want to remind you, of course, that there are numerous testing sites available in Niagara County now that you are able to go to. We'll show you that list on the screen once again, and I encourage you to get out and get tested, especially if you are re-entering the workforce and you're going to be around more people as businesses open up. All of those testing sites have different requirements, so you do want to call ahead. That's very important that you call and talk to them about making an appointment. You don't want to just show up. Many of those testing sites require things like doctors' prescriptions before you can go. So call ahead, get your appointment, find out what those guidelines are. But once you're there, we're told it takes only about 3 to 4 minutes at those testing sites to get through the process. So it is very quick and simple. Testing is very important, of course, because it provides information that we need to have, data that we need to have moving forward as we make decisions about reopening our businesses in different places around the county. And I have to say that our testing numbers do look great. We are seeing more and more individuals tested here each and every day, and the percent of positive results, or what we call our infection rate, for those tested continues to decrease, which is the best news, of course. For 6 straight days now in a row, we have had around a 1% or less positive infection rate. Overall, for the entire length of the pandemic, we are down to 5.5% infection rate, which is less than half of the state average. So again, doing very well here in Niagara County. Continue to get those tests done because that's data that we need to keep watching as we look at the different phases of reopening and know that we're meeting those metrics that are required by the state. The other metric we follow closely, of course, is the hospitalization rate, and that also continues on a nice steady downward trend. It is a slow downward trend, but it has been going in the right direction. This graph on your screen will show you the hospitalization rates for all of Western New York, the blue being hospitalizations, the yellow being ICU rates. And again, this continues to go down. We are even going under 100 people hospitalized in Western New York, which is a great number to hear. Of course, these numbers do fluctuate. They can change. You can have a random day that's higher or lower. So it is the general trend line that we continue to watch. And again, you can see on that graph, we had a very quick rise up, and then now that slow, steady downward trend that we need to keep seeing. 5 regions of the state have entered phase 3 reopening as of today. And again, Western New York looks like we are on track to be in phase 3 reopening next week, Tuesday. Of course, we wait further word from the state. We are watching those metrics closely, but all signs are positive that we will get that green light for Tuesday. So we've talked about in the past, phase 3 reopening includes restaurants and food service and personal care. Many people, of course, are focused on the reopening of our restaurants for indoor dining. Seating at those facilities will be limited to 50% of capacity, so we do continue to hope for nice weather. We've seen many of our local restaurants open up outdoor dining, increasing the size of their outdoor patios and allowing for more people to be dining. So hopefully that nice weather continues. And even once we get into phase 3 next week and we see people sitting inside as well, we're hoping that those restaurants can continue to use the outdoor patios for options for all of us who want to get out and do some dining with our friends and family that we haven't seen in so long. Now, personal care in phase 3 includes things like nail salons, massage therapy, tattoos, piercing, and so on. The guidelines for those facilities are similar to what you've already seen in phase 2 for hair salons and barber shops. Employees having to wear face shields or goggles and, of course, face masks. And we're being told that the face shields and goggles can be hard to come by. So I want to remind you again that our Niagara County Department of Emergency Management Services does have goggles available for you if you need those for your businesses, for your employees. They were packing up a bunch today to hand out, but they do have more, and we're also trying to get another shipment of those in from the state. So please continue to request those. If you need those goggles for your businesses, we should be able to help you out through the county. If you'd like to take advantage of that, there is a form that does need to be completed. You can go to niagaracounty.com/fire, and you'll see a link for the hair salon and barbershop goggle request form. Now again, if you are a business opening in phase 3 for personal care, other than hair salon and barber, if you have a tattoo parlor or one of those other personal care businesses and you need those goggles, please use that form as well, and we will help out as many of the businesses as we can here in Niagara County as they reopen. Please don't wait until the day of reopening. You want to make sure that you have that personal protective equipment available and on site for your employees the day that you decide you are able to open. So don't hesitate, reach out, get that equipment ahead of time so you are ready for next week when it's your turn. Now, guidelines for all of the businesses in phase 3 opening can be found, of course, online. We have compiled all of those state guidelines on our economic development webpage, which is niagaracountybusiness.com. Click on the red COVID-19 tab and you'll find all of those guidelines put together in one easy to locate place. We also have information on that website about the different financial help options that are out there for businesses at this time. And as always, our economic development staff is there and able to answer your questions, willing to help you out with whatever it is that you need. You can reach them at 716-278-8750. You might have questions as you go through the reopening process. We know that it can be a little bit confusing. Again, those guidelines are on the website. You want to make sure that you click on those guidelines that will take you to the state website, which is forward.ny.gov. Once you find the guidelines and the safety protocols for your particular type of business, you'll need to read through those. You'll need to make sure that you're following all of those procedures, of course. You have to submit a self-affirmation page to the state, letting them know that you've read the guidelines and that you'll abide by them. And then make sure that you print out that affirmation form as well as your safety guidelines and protocols to have in place at your business in case anyone asks to see them. This could be your employees that are asking, it could be clientele that are coming in, or if there's some form of non-compliance check by law enforcement, you'll of course want to be able to provide that to them as well and show them that you are following those guidelines. Well, you might have read today or seen that the governor has given localities the ability to decide whether or not to open pools and playgrounds, provided they can follow the state guidelines for those safety protocols like any other business. Now, Niagara County does have splash pads at Krull and Oppenheim parks. We have playgrounds at those two parks plus at West Canal. We do not yet have the playground guidelines. We are awaiting those. We need to look through those and make sure that we have everything in place for you safely for those county parks. Our public works team, led by Garrett Meal, is working through how we can safely reopen those for you and get those amenities usable. We are moving as quickly as we can. We know, especially with the weather getting nice, that parents want to get their kids out and let them play. But again, we want to be sure that that equipment can be used safely by everyone, and to be sure that those protocols can be followed. So we will, of course, update you as soon as we have any further information. Watch for that. We'll get that signage up and let you know what those protocols are going to be to use those amenities. Also, garage sales and yard sales. This is a big one that everyone asks about. I get calls very regularly as the weather's getting nice. Everyone's spring cleaning out their houses. They want to get rid of some of those items that they no longer need. And of course, when there's not a lot to go out and do as businesses are closed, it's an enjoyable day to spend a Saturday or a Sunday with your family to go around and shop at the garage and yard sales. So please know that the governor has now said that those are allowable, of course, with guidelines in place. Social distancing of 6 feet is to be followed. Face coverings should be worn by the shoppers and, of course, by the homeowners who are out monitoring the yard sale. And the expectation is that there will be no more than 10 individuals at a time shopping at the yard sale. Now, it is garage sale season. I think you're going to see these pop up very quickly. I actually already drove past one on my way here just today. So again, we know that you want to enjoy those things and get your homes cleaned out, but please, we ask that you follow those guidelines for everyone's safety while they're shopping in your yard. Throughout the pandemic, we've also talked about the great need for blood donations. We know that donations are down right now for a few reasons. There's people, of course, who are concerned about the COVID-19 virus and whether it's safe to donate blood. We know that many of the businesses who regularly hold those donations are closed down and not able to do so. I myself am actually sponsoring a blood drive through Connect Life this coming Monday out at the Lewiston Town Hall with Supervisor Steve Broderick. We'll be there with the mobile unit from 1 to 5 o'clock. That's Monday, June 15th. Now, again, you'll need to make an appointment for these blood drives. We are assured by all of the donation sites that this can be done safely at this time. They, like everyone else, have safety protocols in place. They make sure that they are cleaning everything in between every donor. You have to have an appointment to go so that you're not sitting and waiting with several other people. It is being done in a very, very safe manner. I've witnessed it firsthand. So if you are interested, please jump online to Connect Life and make an appointment for that blood drive on Monday. There's a few others coming up as well. You'll see on your screen a list of some of the American Red Cross donations that are happening in the area as well. Again, we ask you to please make sure you call ahead and make an appointment for those, or get online and make an appointment through their website. We have a few more next week that we'll update you with as well. This one has been an important one for me. I've been a regular donor for many years now and stay in close touch with the Connect Life team. We thank them, of course, for being out at this time, but there is a great need at this time, especially for donors. So please, I encourage you to get out and make an appointment if you have the time to do so. I also want to remind you about our Summer Youth Employment Program. We've had Don Jablonski, the head of our Niagara County Employment Training, on the show to speak with you and tell you about some of the job opportunities that have been happening these last few months and how you can apply. And we want to remind you that the program is running this summer for our youth, but they are only accepting applications until next Friday. So if you have not had a chance to fill out that application and you want to, I encourage you to do that in the next few days. You can go to worksource1.com under the Young Adults tab at the top of the page to find the application. Again, those are due by next Friday. It's been a difficult few months for a lot of us. We're going on 100+ days now of being out of our regular lives and away from our friends and family, and we know that so many people are struggling right now with anxiety and depression, financial concerns. And I want to remind everyone again about our 24/7 free and confidential crisis services line for Niagara County. They are there for you if you are struggling. If you need some additional help right now, give a call. Talk to someone who is there and wanting to help you. Their number is 716-285-3515. Please don't suffer silently. If you need help, that is why they are there. Reach out to them and they will do everything they can for you to find you the services that you need right now, or just to be an ear to listen to what you're going through and offer some help for you. If you joined us late today, you can catch us again on demand. LCTV has been a wonderful partner throughout this time. They do our live broadcasts. They'll replay our broadcasts during the day as their schedule allows. And you'll also find a link within the next hour or two on their page, lctv.net, under the Niagara County Legislature tab. You can click on that link. You can also find that, of course, on our Niagara County Facebook page, so you can watch the broadcast later today at your convenience. We, of course, thank the other broadcast stations who have been picking up our information and helping us to share it with the public. For now, everyone, stay healthy, Niagara. We'll see you on Monday.